It's a lifelong passion, Con. I promise you. I grew up motorcycles, cars, music. Three things that I grew up in, and I'm blessed enough to be able to continue to do all three of those things and pay the bills with it.
Danny Koker became a household name thanks to his hit TV show Counting Cars. Known for his love of classic cars, rock music, and tattoos, Danny quickly became a fan favorite. But behind the scenes, things took a rough turn. Legal troubles involving his shop and criticisms from fans pulled him at the center of multiple controversies. Although he's managed to stay off the radar since the show stopped airing, many are asking the same question. What really happened to Danny Koker? Join us to find out.
It's definitely heartbreaking. And that's just how it is when it comes from a car guy who's half car guy and half businessman. But in the meantime, I know she's going to a beautiful home. I know she's going to a wonderful home. And I love it. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful ride. So I hope y'all have understood where I'm coming from. And I know they're going to enjoy this beautiful 67 GTO convertible.
It's been over 4 years since the last episode of Counting Cars aired on screens. While the show sits up there with other great TV car shows, it wasn't without some controversies. Danny Koker, the host of the show, found his business entangled in some legal trouble when his former employee tried to pull a scam on a couple, Paul and Jeanette Hurt. According to reports, the Hurts allege that Scott Jones, an employee at Counts Customs, assured them that the shop, Counts Customs, could purchase and rebuild a 1967 Ford Mustang Coupe for $50,000. This estimate included $11,000 for acquiring the vehicle in upstate New York and $39,000 for labor and restoration costs. Of course, restoring and upgrading classic cars is what Danny Koker does on the show, but this case was a bit different. Apparently, Scott misled the couple into believing their car would be featured on the show. With that, the couple agreed to the terms and paid the full amount, expecting the restoration to be completed by December 2013. However, in August 2013, they were informed that the History Channel would no longer film the restoration, though the work would proceed as planned. Despite these assurances, the restoration was not completed, and the couple's car never appeared on the show. The Hurts then decided to visit the shop to see the updates on their car, and that was where the trouble began. According to the court file, they visited the shop in October 2013, but found that nothing had been done. In fact, the car was not the 1967 Mustang Coupe. It was a different model. Since Counts Customs could not complete the job on time and had used a different vehicle, the couple demanded a refund, which the shop agreed to. But the refund never came, and all attempts to reach the shop proved futile. With Counts Customs holding on to the $50,000 and not communicating, the couple was forced to file a lawsuit alleging fraud and breach of contract. No doubt, the lawsuit brought negative attention to Counts Customs and raised questions about the business practices depicted on Counting Cars. The show became popular for its impressive car rebuilds, but situations like this showed that what viewers saw on screen didn't always match what happened in real life at the shop. However, that wasn't the first time Danny Koker's Counting Cars had been involved in a controversy. But this time, Danny wasn't being sued. He was the one filing the lawsuit. The backstory to this started with Joseph Frontiera, who once worked as an accountant at Counts Customs. In 2016, Joseph was accused of stealing over $75,000 from Counting Cars while managing its accounts. According to reports, he used the money to pay for personal expenses, including airline tickets and a down payment for a Range Rover. But that's not all. Joseph was also accused of creating unauthorized signature stamps to approve payments and cover his tracks without the knowledge of company executives. Now, it's normal to want to find out how he managed to pull these off without raising suspicions. You see, Joseph's role at the shop gave him full access to financial records and control over the company's money. For a while, he managed to stay under the radar without being detected, but eventually the mismanagement became evident. The situation worsened when the IRS fined Counts Customs $18,000 for late tax payments. This fine was traced back to Joseph's failure to handle the company's payroll taxes properly. At that point, Danny had had enough. Without hesitation, he fired Joseph and filed a lawsuit accusing him of embezzlement, misuse of company funds, and causing financial harm to the business. But Danny didn't stop there. He also sued Randstad, the staffing agency that placed Joseph in the job. Danny alleged that Randstad failed to properly vet Joseph's background before placing him in the role. The scandal was a blow to Danny's reputation. Some fans began to wonder how such a mess had gone unnoticed for so long. It also led to criticism of the shop's internal controls and hiring process. Outside the world of cars and television, Danny lives a quiet and committed life with his wife, Corey Koker. They have been together for more than 15 years and got married in 2015. Before becoming involved in the business side of things, she earned a degree in broadcasting and worked as a production coordinator at a local television station. She also had a passion for music and performed in a few bands in her earlier years. However, in 2018, a rumor spread online that Corey had died in a car accident. Since she is the wife of a popular figure, the story quickly gained traction across social media, with many fans shocked and saddened by the news. To make matters worse, neither Danny nor his management made a public statement to address the news. Eventually, some credible sources disclosed that Corey had not been in any accident and that she was in good health. Apparently, there was a mix-up with a different woman named Corey Koker who had died in a fatal car crash. No doubt the rumor may have caused confusion at the time, but Corey has continued to live her life privately and stay focused on her work. Today, she helps manage several of the couple's businesses, including Count's Vamped Rock Bar and Grill, where she serves as the entertainment director. Since the conclusion of Counting Cars in 2021, Danny has remained active in the automotive and entertainment industries. He continues to operate Count's Customs, his renowned auto restoration and customization shop in Las Vegas. The shop continues to take on projects ranging from vintage classics to wild, custom-built rides. Many fans of the show still visit the shop, and Danny often takes time to meet them when he is around. Away from wrenching, Danny is also into music. He is the frontman of Count 77, a rock band that has released original tracks and continues to perform live across the country. His love for classic rock is also reflected in his other business, Count's Vamped Rock Bar and Grill. The bar has become a go-to venue for rock shows in Las Vegas, hosting both local acts and well-known bands. Danny also co-owns Count's Tattoo Company, a custom tattoo shop that expands the Koker family brand. While he isn't a tattoo artist himself, the business is a solid addition to his growing list of investments. It attracts both fans of the show and locals looking for high-quality custom ink in a rock-inspired setting. Aside from all these, Danny also runs a Vegas tour experience that lets guests see some of his favorite spots in the city. The tour is a fun outing for gearheads and anyone who followed his show. As part of the tour, each guest gets a $20 voucher to use at the Count's Customs gift shop. The tour starts at Treasure Island, where visitors hop on a custom minibus. One of the stops is the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign, a popular photo spot since 1959. There, guests can step out, take pictures, and enjoy the view. The tour also visits places linked to Danny's work and life, giving fans a glimpse into his story and connection to the city. So, basically, Danny is still doing what he loves: restoring cars, playing music, and running businesses that reflect who he is. The end of Counting Cars didn't slow him down. It simply gave him more time to focus on the things he cared about most. With a strong brand, loyal fan base, and a city like Las Vegas behind him, Danny continues to thrive.